Let's see who comes on. Hi guys, it's Randi. We're doing the Carpool Convo from home today. I have a special surprise guest, my daughter, Avery Rubenstein.
Hi.
Don't act so excited. The kids had a half day. Why did y'all have a half day today?
It was community service day.
You gotta talk louder.
It was community service day.
But for some reason, my Corey, who goes to a different school, also had a half day today. Anyway, so everybody's home, and we're doing the Carpool Combo from home. And I asked Avery if she would be willing to talk to you guys. I know a lot of you guys have younger kids, and not everyone has. Not everyone has girls, but most people watching this are women. So you happen to be a girl, and you were once a teenage girl, and so what I've heard, like throughout the course of Avery's life, from the minute I got pregnant with her, and it's turned into a passion of mine, is I've heard so often how horrible and hellacious teenage girls are. So it is a little bit of a passion of mine to dispel that myth that, you know, you have to just hold on to the good moments when they're little, because by the time they get to this stage of the game, it all goes south. So number one, I'm dispelling that myth by letting you guys meet Avery, and also to talk about some of the hard stuff that we all get worried about as moms, like the dreaded years of teenagehood and heartbreak and high school and girl drama and all that stuff that we dread and we worry about. And moms tell me that they see by like 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade sometimes. And I think it's very triggering for us as moms. So I'm giving you a window into what's been going on in Avery's life, and she's being extremely brave and generous to share honestly what she's been going through and kind of some of the things that she's learned. So we've gone through, Avery's gone through, I say we because, as you guys know as moms, it's so hard to separate yourself from your daughters, especially when they go through the hard times in life. Look. It's so hard to separate yourself from your daughters, because what happens is all those old wounds get triggered in us, and all those old wounds get triggered in us. And so every time we went through the painful stages of girl drama, or we got left out of something, it hurt. And we love our kids. We love our kids, and we don't want them to hurt. We don't want them to go through discomfort. We don't want them to experience some of the stuff that we experience. But the reality is they're going to. So how do we help them? How do we support them? How do we make sure they're talking to us so that we can help them and support them? And how do we not become teenage girls ourselves? It's all hard stuff. This is all hard stuff. Okay, so, Ave, just pretend like you're talking. Look, there was Karen Nikolaevsky. Pretend you're talking to her, because you know her. We're at the beach. We're in Galveston. And you're talking to Karen. And she's like, hey, what's been going on at school? Tell me what you've been going through. What's the scoop?
Okay, so there's this boy, and this isn't like, okay, so so there's this guy, and we've been friends for a really long time, for years and years, and there's this school dance coming up. It's in spring, but they call it winter formal, whatever, and so I was pretty sure that he was going to ask me, and I was feeling pretty confident about it. You know, we are good friends, and so I was at this party, and one of my friends comes up to me, and we're talking about it, and she goes, oh, yeah, I think he's going to ask someone else. So I realized that, like, I was really embarrassed, because I was talking about how I thought I was going to ask by this guy, and then he's telling everyone that he's going to ask someone else. So I felt a little bit played and dumb, actually, and I know a lot of people out there don't like to feel dumb, so it kind of sucked. But And so I was really upset for a while. I lost a lot of confidence. I was upset at school, couldn't focus on my classes because I felt like everyone was talking about me, because for a while this was a bit of the grade drama, you know. I was a decision, you know. He was trying to pick between me and another girl. And I don't know why I let it go on for so long, but eventually I called him over FaceTime, never text because that's lame. And I said,
Yeah, we want to teach our daughters, don't put it in writing.
yeah.
Like stand up, woman up, and face to face to have a conversation. Okay.
So
Good
thanks, Mom. So I called him, and the first time I called him, it happened twice. The first time, nothing really got accomplished, and then I called him again, and I said, you know, I have too much respect for myself to be a second choice, in fact, to be a choice at all, and I'm gonna make your decision a little bit easier, and I'm not a choice anymore. Really, I'm sick of people telling me things about my life that I don't know. I'm sick of my life being the discussion of, you know, 60 other people, 70 other people. It was frustrating, and my mom, what really helped me get to that point, because after the conversation I felt so much better. I realized, you know, I shouldn't have let this go on for so long, because one person can't control my actions for so many weeks, so long. And so what really got me there was my mom sent me this thing that said, you're the hero of your own story. So I realized I'm not some damsel in distress or whatever, you know, waiting for things to happen. I have to take action, and I have to go slay the dragons, and I pretty much have to rescue the princess. So yeah, and
Rescue yourself.
rescue myself.
Yeah.
And so after that conversation, I realized, you know, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Or if you stand up for yourself, then you feel so much better afterwards. And so I just found out, you know, and my mom, and I didn't have a date, you know, and I was totally fine with that, because all these people were talking about it for so long, and I was like, you know, it was stressing me out. It was stressing everyone out. So I was like, why get involved in that? Why just focus on your joys instead of your concerns? So my mom and I decided to go shopping, and we
A little
found,
retail therapy never hurt anyone.
and
much to her daddy's dismay.
and we found this really adorable store, and I bought a dress for the dance, and it's really beautiful.
Without a date.
Without a date. And it's really beautiful, and I love it, and I feel good in it, and I feel confident in it, and I think it's just mirroring my whole lesson that I've learned throughout this whole thing, that don't let anyone take away your confidence from you. And it turns out that now I'm going to go with another one of my really good friends. He's in a lot of my classes, so everything works out for the better if you just stand up for yourself.
She just got asked. He just asked her, and well, she's a girl that takes matters into her own hands.
Mom, I was talking to him about it, and he was like,
"You're a warrior."
He was like, I can ask you if you want. And I was like, really? I was like, that's so sweet. And he goes, yeah, but this isn't formally asking. Like, I'm gonna ask you in a better way, because, you know, they make the signs and they think of fun ways to ask you. So.
Yeah, we could learn a thing or two from Avery. Yeah, I'm going to write a blog post about the hero's journey. I sent her a text, and it just kind of like broke down this hero's journey theory in a nutshell. A lot of people quote the hero's journey. It's by this philosopher, Joseph Campbell, and most movies actually follow the pattern of the hero's journey. And the theory is that everyone is the hero in their own life, and the story of your life and everything that has happened up until this point is really you being the masterpiece of your own story. And so when you understand that, it's very empowering, because you don't feel like situations are happening to you. You feel like ultimately, even when they're hard, they're happening for you. And I know as moms, we don't want it to be hard for our kids. We don't want them to be upset. We don't want them to have discomfort. We don't want them to have other kids hurting their feelings. But ultimately, we've all gone through those things, and that's the thing, is that it always builds strength. Like that was one of the lines when Avery was in the middle of it and going through it, and I looked at her and I said, "This is really hard, and we can do hard. Like, we can do this. You can do this." And what did you say when I said that? Do you remember?
Do you remember?
I don't know. You said something like, "I know I can, because I keep going through these things, and each time it's like I understand more and more and more about my hero's journey." And so...
And I've
what?
recently come across my 1/3 of people, too.
Yeah.
I'm hanging out with some really good people right now. But,
The 1/3 rule, for anybody that doesn't know, I've talked about it a lot, but 1/3 of the people are your people, and focusing on the 1/3 that are your super fans and who make you feel really good and energized, and it feels so great to sit next to them, and cutting the frenemies out, not in a hateful way, just in a way of I'm going to sit next to the people that make me feel good, that I'm supposed to be sitting next to. So... she's for sure been going through that too.
And, you know, when people would come to me and start talking to me about this drama and whatever, you know, finally having a reason to incorporate me in it, I would leave those conversations. And I didn't even do any of the talking. It's those people going on and on about all this stuff. I would leave drained, like completely mentally exhausted, mentally and physically. Like, I'd have to put my head down on my desk. People would ask me if I was okay, and I'd be like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just tired," because it just leaves you so tiring. And yeah,
She would literally like text me or call me or get in the car after school, and she's like, "Drama is tiring. It's exhausting." So my point is we're here. We're in the thick of it. What I've heard about since I was literally pregnant with this one was teenage girlhood. It's the worst. Ugh, just enjoy her while she's little. And I just have to say that it's part of life. It's part of what we're supposed to go through from girlhood to womanhood. And when we as moms think of it as this terrible, awful time, not this time that builds resiliency skills, and she's in training to be, you know, a warrior. She's going to be a mom one day like us. She's going to be raising kids, hopefully, one day, way in the future. Anyway, but you know, this is training ground right now, and our girls need us. They need us to be by their side. They need us to show empathy. They need us to not be so enmeshed and involved that they can't turn to us because they're worried that their upset is going to make us upset, and they don't want to see us upset. We have to show up. Why don't boys have drama?
boys do have drama.
Really?
Yeah, they're much better. You know, girls, I think it's because of moms, because it's a different connection, a mother and a daughter and a mother and a son. And I think with a daughter, there's a lot of getting involved in the daughter's life. You know, those are the girls that go and talk bad about other people, are the ones with, you know, unsupportive, you know, families where they can't turn to anyone, so they turn and they talk bad behind people's backs. So, and I think boys are better at working it out, and they have a lot more facial confrontation, I think. Don't you agree?
Really?
Yeah.
More than than the virtual stuff, you mean?
Yeah, and like, I don't know. I feel like all guys are friends. Like, not really, because there's definitely groups within boys, but everyone sort of gets along.
It's less layered.
It's less layered.
I think she hit on it. I think it's the moms. I think because it's so triggering for moms to have their daughters go through a hard time that was hard for them, and the moms and the daughters become enmeshed, and it is what I think it adds to the drama and all of the social stuff. So yeah, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed our guest visitor. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Of course. Love you.
Love you. Okay, guys. Have a great weekend and talk to you soon. Maybe the girls are more in touch with their feelings. Do you think that's it?
I think it's the other way around. I feel like guys are more straightforward with their feelings and girls try to cover it up with hate instead of acceptance.
And there's a lot of, girls also have the vanity thing playing in. I mean, look, it's still in a lot of ways a boy's world, as we've learned. And I think, I just think it's harder to be female. And I think that it's more layered. It really, and I think a lot of girls also surround themselves not with their 1/3. They don't understand what it means to have a real relationship, a real connection, and true friends. They don't know any better than to surround themselves with frenemies. To be perfectly honest, I did it for a lot of years. I had a lot of frenemies, and I didn't even know it was a choice. And then once I started not surrounding myself with frenemies, I realized, my body was constantly sending me signals. Like every time I hung out with this person and this person, or I talked with them.
Have you talked about the bad case of stripes?
No, that's a follow-up that we'll do. You think that's a good one for us?
How have you not talked about it?
Because, I talked about the bad case of stripes, but not concerning, I didn't tell the specifics. Okay,
we can do it.
There's a little teaser for you guys. We're gonna talk about the bad case of stripes and what Avery learned and went through very, very soon. So anyway, a little carpool combo for you guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Give us some hearts if you liked it. If you'd like to see Avery come back, hope you'll come back. Up, there's a heart. One. We got one heart. So one person enjoyed it. Oh, more hearts. Thanks, guys. Okay. Bye, guys. This is super fun. I'm hoping that you'll come back.
It's all Miss Nikolai's.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.